Well, here I am, stuck at the bottom of the hill, the bottom of my access road. It's a few days after the storm. We had record rainfall for this date. It wasn't a particularly big storm for this area, just a big storm for September. I barely got my trailer up this road. This is the main access road. Then there's a switchback that comes back this way. There's a circle right here to get around it, but it's too muddy right now to get through it. So I had to jackknife my trailer up here, then unhook, then turn around so I could rehook and redirection it to come back on this road because I can't get around this muddy loop. From there I made it here with no problem, but this new bypass road I made that goes around the blocked off old road that got blocked off by all the root wads from the trees that blew over last winter. This is too slick to get the trailer up. It's also too slick for the truck to get up, but I need to get up to the property to finish up a few things before I leave for the rest of the year. And I need to get the trailer up at some point soon so I can get my splitter out so it doesn't have to live up here over the winter. I'm going to need it over at the other place. But this slick hill is in a sunny spot because it's in this clear cut that the timber company next to me clear cut last year, which, if you've been watching my videos, has been a big influence on my summer. So it should dry out in a day or two, but it isn't a day or two right now, and I'm trying to get up here right now. So I put chains on to see if that'll be enough to get me through. But the trailer's going to have to sit down here for now. So let's see if the tire chains will be enough to get me up the hill. Well, hello, hummingbird. How about that? We actually made it to the property. I know I wouldn't have been able to do it without the chains. This road hasn't been disturbed, so it's not a problem. It's that fresh cut dirt that's hard to get through when it rains. I have this left to do. I still have to split these rounds and these few right here. Actually, I'm going to take my chains off now so I don't tear up the road more. I'm just going to leave these muddy chains right here for now. I'll come back and get them when I pick up this wood. The road up here usually holds together well, at least with a little bit of wet weather, because it's got a lot of grass and vegetation that holds the soil together. But some places up here, the trees are growing up so much they are starting to shade out the grass and expose bare dirt. It is really soggy up here for September. A little bit slick here. This is the spot of concern. That's really sloppy. I did it, but I don't know how many times I can do that without messing up the road. Look at all this wood. Somebody has been busy. Now I need to get those firewood rounds that we passed that were down the hill up here to the splitter. But I can't haul them up here in the trailer because the trailer's stuck at the bottom of the hill. I don't want this to become a beat up wood truck, and I'm trying to keep it clean back here because a lot of the times I camp out in the back of here. So I am going to line this with this plastic. While we very carefully use this truck to haul those rounds up here and hope we can get them up around this corner that's starting to get slick too. I've had people tell me that noodling like this, cutting with the grain, it's going to wreck my saw, it's going to dull my chain, it's going to ruin the bar. I've done a lot of this in the past, and I find that to be not the case. On these straight grain fir, just a few strategic cuts, and it splits pretty easy. You don't even have to cut into it very far or hit very hard. Making these cuts to make it just a little more easy is the difference between really straining your body, struggling to split these, and making it easy on yourself. Just a little bit more than the weight of the maul, usually. Sometimes you have to hit it hard. If I had the trailer like I did on all the other wood this year, I could have rolled these up on a ramp because it's lower to the ground instead of having to split all of these. But where's the trailer? Oh yeah, it's stuck at the bottom of the hill in the mud. So we have to do this one the hard way, but fortunately it's only about probably between a third and a half cord. And I'm glad it's only that much. That's it. That takes care of all the firewood here for this year. It'll be good to have this firewood all dry by the time I'm here next summer. A little something to sell. It's a bit of a drive out here, so it's nice to have a load of wood to bring into town when I go in. There are still more down trees I could salvage around the place, but they're mostly scattered around. It would take road building to get to each one. Not road building, but cleaning up the roads. But I've already done a lot here this year and things are getting muddy. But like my dad's been telling me, and I'm paraphrasing here, there's more things to do than we could ever possibly do. Sometimes you just have to realize you can't do everything. So focus more on doing the things you want to do, the things you enjoy doing. I think that's sound advice. I've had a good time here the last few weeks, but it's time to move on and do something else. It's also good to leave some woody debris and logs out in the woods. It's good for wildlife, etc. Plus, it's Douglas fir, and it'll still be mostly salvageable next year too if I want to. Hopefully we don't have any more big blowdowns over the winter. The timber company doesn't plan on doing any more clear cuts around me, so we won't have that situation again. But we do have this splitter situation. Roads are too muddy to get the trailer up here, so I can load this up and take it home. So that's what we're doing. We're just sitting here waiting for the roads to dry out. The sun's coming out, that'll help. And it's a little bit windy, that'll help too. Road still doesn't look dry though. This might be a while. Could take a day or two. I'm guessing you probably have better things to do than wait for my roads to dry out. How about this? You can go do something else. I'll let you know when they dry out. I think that's a good plan. So go on, go do your thing. I'll see you then.